Hey y'all, it's Will Marshall with One Way Performance here, talking to you again about how we use our process of pitch design. Okay, so the first pitch for most guys that we're always going to be designing is their fastball. Okay, two main easy reasons for this is that most guys, their fastballs, if they don't spin well and they're not very efficient, it's hard to tunnel the pitches off them, and most of the time hitters have to protect against what pitch? The fastball. Okay, so the better their fastball is, the better we can start designing the other pitches. Okay, so there's two real metrics that we really look at often that are going to help us design a fastball. Okay. First of which is spin efficiency, second of which is FSRI. Okay? So spin efficiency, for most guys, all you have to worry about is, depending on where their axis is the ball spinning the same way 100% efficiently on the axis that they're throwing it up. Okay? Guys who don't do this well, they get more gyroscopic spin. So the more the ball is spinning sideways, but their axis is actually a different angle than what the gyro spin is, then the ball's not coming out of their hand with the maximum force that it can. Okay? When we look at FSRI, FSRI is four-seam rotational index. Okay? And what that means is the closer it is to 100%, FSRI is closer to 100%, the closer it is to a fastball. The closer it is to 0, the closer it is to a two-seam. So we want, for a four-seam, we want it to be as close to 100% as we can on our four-seam rotational index so that we can maximize, one, how the ball is coming out of our hand with the least amount of energy, and so we can get the best spin on the ball. Okay? So one of the common problems we have most of our pitchers and their fastballs is they tend to cut the ball. Okay? So if we look at a baseball here, what tends to happen with guys who cut the baseball on a four-seam is they start to throw it, the ball comes out of their hand like that. Okay? So if you look at one of our athletes here who tended to have this problem, he actually his chest was opening up a little bit too soon, and his hand, just because that his arm was leaking a little too forward, and he was getting on the side of the ball like this on his four-seam. So if you check out this video here, you'll see that. And if we look at the Yakkertech data, similar thing was happening here. You can see that his efficiency was not as optimal as it could be, and that his four-seam rotational index was also not close to 100%. The cue that we had for this guy to change it, all we had to think about was getting a little more behind the baseball. Okay. Once he thought about getting behind the baseball, all that did for him is help keep his energy back. He stayed closed longer, and he got better energy going into the ball. If you look at the video here of what it looked like coming out of his hand after the fact, his hand, the ball is actually coming out of his fingers almost perfectly behind the baseball, okay, just from that one thought. And then when we go to the Yakkertech data, what you're going to see is that his efficiency is much closer to 100%, and his FSRI is closer to 100%, okay? So sometimes just a simple cue like that could change everything for a guy. It doesn't have to be a huge movement thing. Sometimes just a thought is all you need to be able to change the optimal results so they can get maximum energy going into the ball. This player didn't necessarily get a difference in the way he was getting force into the ball as far as velocity, but he was making much easier pitches, which makes it way easier to tunnel pitches.